Hi everybody, this is Palace or Forest. I am Old June. Okay, today we are going to talk about a different country called Cambodia. Cambodia is a country in southwest, actually southern China, and facing South China Sea. A few months ago, there was a big news. Quite a few Taiwanese youngsters were hired and traveled to Cambodia, but they're facing a very bad treatment. They sell the body, they sell their will, and totally like a kidnapped. And I remember there were a Taiwanese Black Society leader called Chen Qili. About 40, 50 years ago, he was a very famous Black Society leader. And for some cases, he involved in law. So he escaped to Cambodia and hid there for many, many years. So what country is Cambodia? So let's look into it a little bit. He has a long history with China. And in Yuan Dynasty, there was a visitor who wrote a tourist guide called Zhen La You Ji. So at that time, we call Zhen La for Cambodia. Recently, China wants to build a big Navy base in Rain Navy Base, RAEM, Yunxiang in Chinese. They want to build a carrier, huge carrier to that port. So, which aroused USA's protest because they feel China should not have a Navy base there. But if we look into this point, US has almost 750 foreign bases all over 80 countries. And this figure has been very little. Actually, probably much higher. A very conservative number. This is a very conservative number. So why has to fussy about China's not even more than 5 fingers foreign base, military base? So should not be that sensitive. But however, we also talk about the election recently make news too, because the history is 1970s. Cambodia has a kingdom, but the prince Sihanouk had a foreign visit, but then he was overthrown, so he has no place to go. Then he went to China. So there's no government in Cambodia in 1970s. Later on, they have a terrorist group called Red Cambodia. They raised up in power and killed a lot of their own people and a lot of Chinese in Cambodia also. He even made a map by human skulls. And look horrible, just scared everybody in the world. Later on, Vietnam invading that country and didn't retreat. That is also caused 1979 China and the Vietnam War. That's one of the factors. China win, but immediately withdraw, and also later on pressure Vietnam to withdraw as well. And so Hun Sen was elected as president since 1985. And he has been the leader until now. It's almost over 30-some years. Lately, his election was upset by the USA because they say it's illegal. He prohibited his competitor to participate the vote. So we have to look at this election, the so-called democracy in the world. Are they really fair? How about the Russians' election? Do you believe that? Well, talk about the Great Britain, the UK. We always talk about the parliament. Are they all very fair? There are two-party systems. So if this party, say Conservative Party, want one of his men to be elected, he put him in a very safe, predominant Conservative Party's area to let him vote, to let him participate in the election. Then of course he get a win. So is that fair? Also about the U.S., we talk about the USA election. Are they fair? It's money talk, right? Every 2 or 4 years, we waste so many energy and money for the election. And sometimes we still didn't get the right people. So it's hard to say the election is fair or not fair, but of course the degree is different. That is the difference. Let's talk about the tourist. Forget about the politics. Wuguoku, or we can call Angkor Wat, is a very pretty tourist attractions in Cambodia. It's about 700 or 800 years to build that area. But we have no idea why they totally abandoned. There are many faces, stone faces, but they are real because they are the cabinet members of that time's court. So if you take a look on that area, it's very pretty and it's worth the visit. Thank you.